Hello and welcome
Hi.
to day two with Caroline Sarrette. Thank you so much for being here, Caroline. It's lovely to
Thank
see
you.
you and everybody
Nice to
in the
see you.
chat. Thank you so much for being here. I see Penny Doodles. We got General Kenobi, Sam Peterson. What's up? So good to see you guys. And thank you for joining us on Adobe Live. If you're here on Behance or YouTube, we have a new YouTube channel that's just called Adobe Live. Please subscribe. And if you haven't already, just click that subscribe button on the YouTube channel and stay up to date with the latest streams. Participate in the Adobe Live community. You know us, tripping over our words, and so much more. You can also start your day with the Photoshop Creative Challenges hosted by the one, the only Wade Akoff. Club Wade in the house. Whoop,
Woo!
whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And it's every weekday at 9 a.m. Pacific that you can tune into those and also challenge yourself with a new prompt every day. Now, we've got a little bit of a prompt today as well. It's kind of like a in transit poster illustration idea, right, Caroline?
Yay. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
So if people haven't joined you with yesterday's stream, which you should totally catch the replay of, it was so much fun. Could you tell us real briefly just a little bit about yourself and what
Mhm.
you do?
Yes. So there you go.
Oh,
This is
you're so
me.
cute. Yes, I'm back.
Yes, I'm back. Still have the same name.
I
Still,
love it.
I'm a brand designer illustrator at State of Play Studio. I will kind of power through this. This is where you can find me. That's my website. That's my Adobe, my Behance, sorry. This is Etsy, my store, and some stuff I've done. I just kind of switched that around. These are some posters I worked on. I like the retro stuff, as you can tell. I have more like Rubik's Cube, Slinky, like, fad stuff. Um, I have, like a cassette, and I'm a big fan of Yayoi Kusama, so I have a poster for her. And I also do some cute little enamel pins, so there you go.
Love it.
New York, yay. New York Design Club, I'll just power through that as well. I introduced it yesterday, so feel free to go back there. But we are in Montreal, Ottawa, Marseille, and New York. We have an event coming up. The team is Self-Defining Culture. It's online, happening December 8, 2022, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There is a little QR code there somewhere at the bottom, right? So that you can just snap your phone at that. These are our speakers. And this is where you can find me on Instagram, Caroline Sarrette Designs, New York Design Club, and State of Play Studio.
Whoop, whoop.
Um, Whoop, whoop. I kept it nice and short. I was going to try and finish my project today. Um, yesterday, yesterday's project, I didn't get really time to finish it, so I just wanted to show you some of the color that I came up with, the final layout.
These are
Yay!
beautiful. I love the
Thank you.
colors so much.
Thank you.
And if you saw us yesterday, oh my gosh, all of the work that you put into this absolutely pays off. Everybody has been loving your retro style, and
Thank
seeing this
you.
go from sketch to a final vector artwork is just, it's absolutely amazing. We love your work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So there, that's the final piece with the little moon for Mr. Sunday. And then these were another color alteration as well that I like. And that was the idea, was to show you all of that process. I even put like a nice little like texture stuff on it, but you cannot really
Ooh,
see. And then I put it into some mockups. Yay. Yeah.
beautiful.
But yes, but there you go. Thank you so much. But there you go. We didn't get to this, but I just still wanted to show you today so you can see the final artwork. To this project, we're going to be working on an MTA subway poster. So the idea is like it's very horizontal, and so these are some of the inspiration. Again, I like to have like a little board of inspiration. These subway posters are in carts. They're in like the cars. Usually above a window, and they just commission illustrators to do those things. I'm not sure the frequency of it, but the reason why I wanted to do this is because I really enjoy. I don't enjoy taking the subway in New York. There is nothing much like enjoyable about this. But when these little like posters are up, I spend my time looking at them. I look at who did it. I like to go and check them, the illustrator ad on Instagram. It just kind of give me like, it makes me happy. So I just wanted to like give that a shout out. And this is how it looks like. So if you're not actually in New York and you've never seen those, you can actually see, they're just above that window. So that's how they show.
Thank you for that
So
context. That's awesome.
yeah, of course. And then this is sort of also an inspiration board. So this is some of the work I've done for the Outer Bridge, which is like a live stream radio show for my friend DJ Kongpo. And it's a Maker Park radio. So it's like in Staten Island, and he has those shows like every other Saturday. And I was doing all those flyers for him. So I'm gonna go around the same style for this poster. And I think that's it. We can get started now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
People are loving, by the way, the finish from yesterday, those different color options. Penny Doodle says 2 colors and still eye-catching, which seems to be a pretty consistent thing with your style, right? You like to keep the colors minimal, but they're very strong.
Yes, I usually try to keep it minimal. I found that the poster are already busy, so then if I'm starting to add too many colors, it can get a little bit like, but usually, I can go up to 4 colors. But yeah, usually I just try and stay within like the realm of 2 colors. So for today, I kind of cheated a little bit.
There is no cheating in art, you find shortcuts.
You just get it done.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like start it out and at least have some of my perspective lines up because there is some perspective work to this, and so that I can start tracing. And this is also like a sketch, the final sketch of like what I wanted to do. It will be a little different. You're going to see flowers coming up, but that's in a nutshell, that's the idea. That's what we're going to be doing.
Beautiful.
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, so let's start it. I'm just gonna I like to trace during those live. That way I can also talk to you, and it takes a little bit less brain power for me. So I'm going to work on that. And
are you going to be using the same tracing technique that you used for the lettering yesterday?
It's going to be the same tracing techniques. Yes, I'm going to be using, oops, sorry, hold on. I'm going to be using the pen tool mostly, but not for the flowers. For the flowers, we're going to do something else.
Ooh.
The flowers are going to go, yeah, it's going to go into like Photoshop. Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to try and like get some more stuff done as well, so that we can actually go through the whole process. So I'm going to start sketching using the pen tool at this point. Yeah.
Excellent. I'll pop in with any questions. If anybody has any in the chat, let me know. Love to see everybody in the chat just saying they love your work. Alessandra saying, hello, bonjour, Caroline.
Bonjour. How are you? I like when I say bonjour with the American accent, even though, or like with an accent, even though, I don't have to.
Definitely. By the way, Annika does have a question saying, has Caroline ever been to the Kusama art installation?
I have actually. There was the poster that I made is from a show from, I think it was 2011 or 2000, I think it was 2013. Whoa. Actually, sorry. And it was in Chelsea, in a small gallery in Chelsea, in the meatpacking district. Oh wait, yeah, I think it was I think it's considered the meatpacking district. Anyway, it was like amazing. Like, you just give me a bunch of dots and I'm on board. I love that. all these like tentacles. Is that how you say it? Like, those like.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I haven't seen the artwork, but yeah.
yeah. And yeah, her work is just like really amazing. So yeah, I did go. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. Annika's on it. Also over in the Canada region above New York, pretty close to you. So
oh yes, I heard.
Yeah, she may have gone, possibly. Annika says, ooh, I love those.
Annika you're in Toronto, right? She's in Toronto, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like
Annika
Toronto.
also says tentacles and pumpkins.
Yes, pumpkins. Yes. I want to do a poster. Yeah.
The two most important things.
Yes, she knows her Kusama art right there.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to Toronto. It was fun. I believe Annika just like relocated there recently, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. Annika says, yes, I am.
Yes, I'm a great stalker. I'm like, I'm stalking my people. I'm like, I know, okay, that person is living there. That person is living over here.
It's important to know, where the peeps at.
Yes, exactly. How do you like? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking her, but I
Yeah,
hope
go
she
for
likes
it.
it there. Hope she's having fun in Toronto. It probably gets kind of cold as well a little bit, but
Yeah, this is your first winter there, right, Annika? So that'll be interesting to see. She also says, yay, 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 love that. Wow, Caroline knows me. We need to talk.
yes, I do know.
You're famous,
I do
Annika.
know. I do know everything. I have your address actually.
Oh, no way.
No, no, I'm joking. I don't.
She's like, how did you get
What?
it?
Now that's getting a little scary.
Well, it's 123 Toronto, obviously.
Obviously, exactly.
By the way,
Everybody
we've got some
knows.
friends over on YouTube. Zed says it's great. I'm guessing to your artwork. And also Sarah is back in the chat saying hi
Oh,
again.
hey, Sarah. Sarah is like, she's my rock. She's my favorite people in the world.
Oh, we love to
Um,
see it. Thanks for being here,
ah,
Sarah.
after my mother.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Sarah. You're second best.
Yeah, on the second best. But it's still, still not bad.
I mean, how can you compete with a mother? You can't.
I
So
know you can't. It's impossible.
by the way,
But
I
yes.
wanted to ask real quick, as
Mhm,
we're starting this,
mhm.
what kind of inspiration went into the imagery that you chose for this piece?
Um, well, so oops, sorry. Actually, this is terrible. So when you do well, I mean, so okay, so I did work out of some of the stuff that I did for my friend. But when you do a poster for the MTA, it's always related to, the MTA or the subway journey or whatever. So it would be like people in the subway or like on the platform or train coming through. Can be like a, mystical world or whatever. So I wanted to make it a train, like a New York subway train. And I just wanted to put it in an interesting, like, urban background. So that's pretty much it, really.
Nice. Yeah, just going with the inspo of basically its context, where it is. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
No, totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
By the way,
yeah.
Sarah says, I know, I let Caro's mom be first. Haha.
She knows me well.
Sarah's letting your mom go first. I love that.
She's letting me. No, I appreciate that.
Also, Sam
Um,
loves the quote, I've been watching you for some time now. But it's true. The personalities here on Adobe Live, you really get to know pretty well. And Caroline, now you're one of us. So you're one of
Yay.
the to
Thank
be
you.
watched.
Just watch me. Watch me,
Watch her
watch
go.
me. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being here and supporting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we love to see it. And also, thank you for creating for us. It's been such a joy to watch you work. And we had some really great conversation yesterday about all sorts of art stuff. Definitely go check yesterday out. By the way, I wanted to say one difference between yesterday and today is today we're going to have the artist spotlight, which is a very special segment where we
Yay.
get to take somebody of this community and spotlight their work. There is a tab above the Behance chat where you can actually enter yourself or an artist you admire's Behance page, and then they can be recommended for artist spotlights in the future. Or you can, recommend yourself. Go for it. You deserve it.
I actually got to tell you, I absolutely did that. I recommended myself.
Yes, which
Wait.
is exactly how you got noticed, and Izzy is your friend now, and all this stuff. Like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
so cool what it can do.
Yes. So that's just how, it happened. I was like, oh, you can actually put your name in the goblet of fire. I'll do that.
You put your name in the goblet of fire. Oh,
Yes, I did that. Cheater, cheater.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's it's the way to do it. And then I was really, really happy when I saw that at some point someone did a little piece on me. That was great.
Absolutely. And you deserve all the attention. I feel like there are just so many creatives that don't really get seen as much as they absolutely should be. And it's a great opportunity to just highlight some people in our community.
Yes,
Also,
thank you, Adobe.
Elisandra says, lol, I would put more, she's saying she would type more French in the chat, but she doesn't want to put me through the pronunciation struggle. So,
Oh,
Elisandra, could you just tell me your favorite French word and then I can try, and then Caroline can totally correct me? Maybe.
let's do it. Yeah, yeah. No correction. I'm sure there will be no correction because when you guys speak in French, it's so cute. So
You'll be like, it's perfect, pat pat.
it's perfect. You don't have to change anything.
Well, I know mine already
Yeah.
because there's a great word in French. It just sounds so fun. And so my mentor and teacher, Lee White, he talked about this on his podcast once upon a time, and he said it was his favorite word in the world. And I promise I'm
Yes.
not trying to copy him. I knew about it before that. Anthony actually told me this word in high school, and it's pamplemousse.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
that's a nice
the,
word.
I don't know if it's the
Yes. No,
oh.
that's good. That's good. Perfect. Yeah.
I can't say words at all. So, how can I say them in French?
No, that was actually very good. It was
Uh,
actually I think you're like a French born.
oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's why.
One word, done.
Done. No, this was great. This was great. I understood
So,
straight up.
oh, good. I'm glad you could understand. That's really the most important part. But what is your favorite word in French? And then English, obviously. Gotta know.
Hmm, that is a good question. I'm not sure I have a favorite word. I'm sure. Oh no.
Come
She
on.
does not. I don't know.
You
I'm
can
not
take your time
sure.
to think about it. Oh, Becca Smith got it. She says grapefruit. Indeed.
Grapefruit, yes, that's the one. I'm not certain, to be honest, if I have one. Sorry, just being put on the spot here.
Oh,
I mean,
totally. It's all good.
I was gonna say, but it's so cliche, Amour is a nice word, right?
It is a lovely word.
Yes,
It's
but
perfect.
it's a bit cliche, but it's all right.
You just reminded me of a musician that I haven't listened to in a while, Yelly, and
Oh,
she has a song called, I think it's just Amour. It might have something before it. I'm not sure. But
oh,
anyways,
I don't think I know her.
she's a great pop French musician.
Ah,
Love her stuff. So she's got some
I have
bops.
to I have to check her out. I have to tell you, like, because I have not been living in France for a long time, I kind of miss out on those things. And then it really only comes back to me once I go back home, like, just for a few weeks to visit my family. So
Mhm.
I've been kind of not really on top of my French music. Like the last band that I really liked in French is Christine and the Queens.
Oh, I
I
feel
don't
like I've heard of them. That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah.
Have
I
to,
really Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh no no no, it's fine. Yeah, no, she has like the album in sorry, in French, and she also has the album in English, which is kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Multifaceted. Like
yeah,
make a song work in two different languages.
yeah, yeah,
Dope.
totally. Yeah, I like your style. Like she's very quirky, and I like your stuff.
Nice. What about the French design scene? Do you know anything about that, or is it also kind of cut off?
A little cut off, I have to admit. I'm sure there is a lot of great things happening. I've seen some agencies doing some really great work. But I can't think of a designer right now like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that French designer is super dope. I follow a few, I'm sure, but I don't remember right now. Um, I have my eye on all the American ones for sure. The
Well,
whole like
yeah, if you missed yesterday, we learned a little bit about your past, and you've been living in New York for 11 years, right?
yes, 11 years. Yes, yes, yes.
Amazing.
It's
Which is
crazy.
the design capital of America, I would say. So many
Yes.
different facets of creative industries are coming out of New York, so it's a hub to be in.
Yes, it's not a bad place for design. I feel like Austin is moving also quite nicely with design, and like there's a few cities like
Absolutely.
there.
I'm in Portland, Oregon, which Austin is like
Yay!
supposed to be our
Ooh.
spiritual sister city.
Oh yeah?
They're both kind of weird and off kilter. And yeah,
Yes.
tons of art, tons, tons, tons. A lot of it,
Yes.
I mean, at least in Portland, we have first Thursday and last Thursday, where I believe it's first Thursday is when all of the galleries open up and you can go see all the new shows, and it's the like gallery scene that's very kind of like hoity-toity but like lovely. And
Yeah.
then last Thursday is a bunch of artists that are on streets and selling their wares and things like that, so it's much more like
Nice.
homemade and crafty and things like that. And
Nice.
yeah, it's like a home for all artists. I love it.
Yeah, I went to Portland. You're Portland, Oregon, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you visited?
Yeah, I have. I visited. I was actually
Nice.
on my own. I was like, all right. I was going to Seattle to visit some friends, and then I was like, well, while I'm in Seattle, I may as well just stop by Portland because I don't know. I think it's where I have this like weird reference that New Girl, the show New Girl.
Totally.
She's from Portland, Oregon, like in the show, and then
Hmm.
in also I'm like a big fan just because, and it's like super weird, but like Aaron Draplin is from there.
Hmm.
Have you heard of him? Like he
Oh,
was
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
at Adobe Max. You can't walk a foot
Yes,
without hearing about him,
yes,
which
yeah,
is
I'm
great. He's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm like a big fan of his work. As you can imagine, like I like stuff that are a bit retro, and I feel like his work is kind of like that. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And very
yeah, so when
stylized.
yeah, so when I went, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the country of Aaron. Hello. Uh,
I love it.
yeah. I mean, I didn't see him or anything, but
You didn't go
but
to
yeah.
Powell's and see him at his,
Oh
residency?
my God. I so went to the bookstore. It was so great. For some reason,
Yeah.
it's just better than any other bookstore I've ever been in. And I'm like, how do they make it like so nice? And like, yeah, it was
I
great. I
love
loved it
it.
in there. I spent hours in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just got to plan a day, like get some good food, go to Powell's. Oh, so
Yes,
fun.
yes. Totally. I totally dig that.
I went to art school like a few blocks, like 1 block away from it. So I spent so
Nice.
much time in that store. At the top,
I
they
can
had all of
imagine.
the art books. So I would go to the top floor
Yes.
and
Oh
oh,
yeah.
so fun.
Yes. Yes, no, I'm with you. I was like, that was one of the first thing that I did when I got there. I was like, I'm going there straight up.
Nice.
And then when you pass the bridge, there is I don't remember exactly the name of the neighborhoods and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
when you pass the bridge, you get on the other side of the city. So there is like the main area that looks a little bit like Soho, but then when you cross the bridge, you go to like a different neighborhood, and it feels a little bit more like a Williamsburg, New York, or like it's a bit more industrial. I don't remember the name of it. I'm really sorry. But I just remember that it was really cool. And there was a lot of vintage stores and like second, like thrift store, and super nice.
Exactly. There's a river that divides the whole city for context of people not knowing. So there's, yeah, the east and west side are very different from each other.
Yes.
And the neighborhoods, I don't blame you for not knowing all the names because there are many. I don't know all the names of like all the places that I've been, but you're totally right. Yeah, they change dramatically in what they offer and what kind of vibe
Yeah.
they give off. So
Yeah,
it's
totally.
fun to wander. A little more close knit than New York, but gives that same kind of variety.
Yeah, yeah. I really liked it. I thought it was really like a really cool city. Well, of course I was there only for, 2 days or something, so it's not enough to really get a oop, sorry, I'm just
Oh
like
yeah.
focusing at the same time.
I know, right? Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say we have a MAX system, which is our mass transit kind of thing here. It's above ground railways. And
Hmm.
so what we can do is take your artwork from this New York thing and then put it on the side of one of our MAX trains. Just make it gigantic and put it on the
Yes.
whole side of it.
Sounds good.
I
Yes.
would love that.
Where do I sign that contract? Let me
I know,
sign
right?
it.
I know that usually it's advertisements, but every once in a while you can find some really cool artwork. Some of the stops have very cool sculptures, so love to see that.
Nice. That's nice.
By the way, we've got a few French words in the chat, so I'm gonna
Yay!
try. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
try.
go for it. Yeah.
Becca Smith gave an easy one saying LaCroix. Well, LaCroix taught me pamplemousse, which is so true. I think that's where Lee got it
Ah,
too.
there you go.
And then Robert says pomme frite, which I believe is
Oh yeah,
apple,
yeah, yeah.
correct?
Pommes frites are actually would be like fried potatoes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're totally right. I was thinking of the wrong thing. But yeah,
No,
the
it's okay.
Yeah, I've seen that on like menus and things like that. Also,
Yes.
Alessandra, our resident French speaker, right? Alessandra, is that right? Says since there is a train, I like gare, or is it
Gare.
Gare?
Yeah.
Gare,
Gare.
gare,
Yeah. Yeah.
and habite, Habite,
Habiter, like,
habite.
yeah, residing, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Habite. Thank you for
Yes.
teaching us some things. Oh, also over on YouTube, Ralph says Indochine.
Indochine. Yes,
Indochine.
yes, yes,
Excellent. Thanks for the
yes.
crash course, everybody. Also, Furtis is in the chat. What's up, Furtis? Thanks for coming back.
Hey,
Saying,
thanks,
hey,
Furtis. What's
Caro, back for day
up?
2.
Thank you for being here. Yes, I was chatting with Furtis last night. I was telling her I started watching, which, is totally unrelated to any of this, but I started watching Wednesday, the show on Netflix.
Yes, I'm watching that too.
Wednesday Adam.
Okay.
Woohoo! Yeah, it's so weird. I had to search if like she had powers in the old version of Tim Burton stuff, because the Family Adams, because I was like, I don't remember her having any powers.
Nope.
Um,
I don't think so,
but
right? Is that what your research showed?
yeah, it's like she didn't really have any. I don't think they had anything, but they have in that one. So there you go. It's a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
I mean, the most minor.
Yes, yes. But yeah, it's actually quite good. It's directed by Tim Burton, and I like the actress.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much coverage of how she like became Wednesday Addams, and I haven't watched a lot of it, but it was something about like the mannerisms and the look and getting her kind of how she holds herself. And they have Christina Ricci in the show as well, who was the original. Well, I don't know if it was the original because there's been so many iterations going into the past, but one of the Wednesday Addams, iconic.
Yes, I was like, I love the fact that she was in that show. I was like, this is, it's a nice little wink to like the old one.
Exactly. I love it. But yeah, it's we're only a few episodes in. I'd definitely say it's worth a watch so far. Obviously, I don't know if it pays off. That's one of the things that I've been finding with a lot of shows lately is like, especially with mysteries, if it doesn't pay off at the end, I don't want to recommend it. Even if it's a fun ride, I'm like, but it's got to have a good ending. Come on.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I'm also 3 episodes in. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to read another word that Alessandra is challenging me with.
Go ahead.
Okau? It's O-K-A-U.
O-K-A-U.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
O-K-A-U.
O-K-A-U.
No, I don't know that word. Maybe it's a new word.
Oh yeah, Alessandra's just making up a language. Woohoo! No, I'm sure it's some language, but I don't know. I can't place it. Alessandra, you have to educate me. Also, Oliver is saying habite en Angel Terre. Man, I don't know how to say it. It's like Angel Terre, Terre. Do you know what that is?
Oh, Angel. Terre. Angleterre.
Angleterre?
So say again. Oh, wait.
It's habiter and Angleterre?
No, it's like Terre, and the beginning is what?
It's
Angel?
A-N-G-L-E.
Oh, so almost Angel, like Angleterre.
Yeah, Angleterre.
Again, maybe I am not French. You know what? Maybe I just like to.
I trust you over them.
I don't know. Maybe don't, because I left so long ago. Maybe
it's true. It's been a long time.
No, I don't know those words.
Furtis is saying, "Oh yes, I didn't know about the show until Caro mentioned it last night. I should check it out now. Caro's on the up and up."
Yeah. I was like, oh, I had my Adobe Live. I'm gonna chill tonight. Gonna be watching some TV.
Yes, it's the best way to unwind after doing something big.
Yes.
Oliver says Christina Ricci wasn't even born when the original Addams Family was made. Man, yeah, they have some
Yes,
old Adams Family stuff going on. Love
they've
it.
been out there for a while. Yeah, I mean, and I kind of liked also that ah ah the mother is what's her name? Ah, I'm gonna
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. I was like, we haven't seen her for so long, you know?
It's true. It's true. She hasn't been out and about. But honestly, I have such a thing for Angelica Houston being Morticia. She is so
Yes.
good at it. Like she's amazing. I just love her everything. Her presence is amazing. But they also did
Yes.
the like lighting just across the eyes every time. She's just like such a mood.
Yes, I agree. Um, sorry, hold on. My master's froze for some reason.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see.
Sometimes letting it chill for a second
Ah,
will pop it back to life.
yes. There you go. It's back.
Woohoo! Back in
Yes.
black. Also, Jack Watson says, I have to go to a meeting, but it's been a fun 2 days. Hey, thanks for being here, Jack. And also, thanks for
Thanks.
doing all your work on the Illustrator Creative Challenges, which I believe today you will catch another Illustrator Creative Challenge with Jack Watson immediately following well, oh yeah, that's, I believe, immediately following us. So,
Yay.
woohoo.
Thank you for being here.
Whoop whoop. We've got our fam. Also, Oliver says that the words that we were trying to figure out, the Angleterre, is it's French for England, apparently.
Oh, Angleterre. Yes, of course. Sorry.
Angleterre.
I thought they were like two separate words, but they are together. So yes,
Gotcha.
it's England. Yes, it is correct. England.
Whoop whoop.
Yay. So I'm going to be separating those cars. I think it's here. Yes, yes. So we have multiple cars. Sorry, I'm just tracing and not really explaining what I'm doing, but I'm just like tracing.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any questions about the methods that you're using, we can definitely toss them to you. I was
Yes, please.
wondering about if you have any advice for artists, if, say, somebody were to just be getting into graphic design or
Mm-hmm.
honestly any creative career, do you have any advice that you would give them?
Well, I think the advice I would be able to give is just, practice. Just yeah, just a lot of practice. I mean, it depends what you really want to. But in any case, you have to practice. But it depends if you want to be an illustrator or whatever. Like, it's just a lot of practice. And then one thing that if you're looking for a job in the industry, something that has always sort of worked for me for some reason is just even if agencies or in-house places have not like advertised a job, I still send them my stuff regardless. And like they might not respond to you straight away, but you might make an impression and they'll get back to you at some point in the future. So for some reason that has always kind of worked out. Another thing, again, if you're looking for a job, I don't know if it's like, but like there are a lot of forums, AIGA and all that, where you can find actual job postings. But in terms of, becoming a designer or illustrator and getting noticed, Instagram, social media is also your best friend here. If you do it right. I am not good at it. I don't do it right. So I'm probably not the best person to ask. But yeah. But
I
yeah, I
don't know
mean,
who
like,
is, honestly. Like, who's doing the perfect social media use? I don't know who it is.
yeah. There are like I see what's her name now? Christy, sorry, it's Christy Campbell. Christy Campbell. She's like a Pink Pony creative. She's done some stuff for Adobe actually.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. And she does some like really, she's really great at this. She just started a podcast recently where she explained like how she got started and how she's like doing the social media stuff for her brand. I think she's doing quite well for herself. So I will take example on her moving forward.
All right. We have someone to follow in terms of
Yeah.
like the perfect Instagram presence,
Yeah, no, I
apparently.
think yeah, I think she does a great job, but she's like a lot in like branding and like she does a lot of branding stuff. Um,
Awesome.
okay. Yeah.
Ooh, look at all
So,
them windows. And we got a nice little
yes,
gap in the middle. That's nice.
it's yeah, so that's just like the car separates the car. Um, okay, so let's see now.
And thank you for the advice, by the way. It's always a wonderful thing to hear what would you call yourself? A veteran creator, what they have to say to the people who are trying to break in.
Veteran. Yeah, veteran is a good word. I would call myself a veteran. Um, I don't know if I'm veteran really, but
Well, who knows when you call yourself that, but you know what I mean? Like, there's
yeah,
a whole spectrum of experience, and
yeah,
they don't overlap evenly, where it's like, oh, somebody might know more about the business end or the creative end, or like how to illustrate versus how to graphic design versus how to create videos of your work. There's just so many different aspects
yes,
of
totally.
creation, and a lot of them have become
Yes.
necessary for like marketing yourself, which is kind of crazy.
Yes, I know. It takes a lot of work. Like when you see what people do, like all those nice little cute videos that they put together and like shorts and all that stuff, it's kind of crazy. But
Absolutely.
in a good way, right? But like I'm
Well,
always
it's
impressed with that.
yeah, it's opening up the skill set to more things. But I know that it can be exhausting when you're trying to like learn one thing and you have to learn another just to
Yes.
use social media.
So many things to learn, right? It's just like
Hmm.
you have to get good at the art first before you just sometimes I feel that way. Yeah, you have to get good at, the art before you can really do that stuff. It's just depend on where you want to put your attention to, right? I mean, so
Absolutely. Also, it kind of works perfectly with the video editing segment that we're going to have after this. There's day 2 of Josh Olafemi. He is showing you how to make a YouTube tutorial in Premiere Pro, we're
nice.
talking about video stuff. So I feel like all video
Yeah.
knowledge, how to edit and create and all that stuff, it's going to serve you well on social media for sure.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I actually recently bought myself a it's called Canva lamp. Do you know about that?
I have seen that. That's the lamp that also holds your phone for recording, right?
Yes, yes, correct, correct. And since I
Nice.
work a lot on the tablet, it's always hard to find like good angles, so I, take videos of it. So now I have it. It's right here.
Oh, no way. You got the actual thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have like it's right here. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have that, and I just put my phone there, and then I just like start recording. And usually I forgot about it, but it's kind of nice. Then you can edit your videos and then just put them up there. I haven't really done it yet, but I will. It's brand new. I
Definitely.
received it like 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah, definitely. If you have it, then maybe it'll encourage you to do the thing.
yes, make my life a little easier as well, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no way. I've tried like holding the phone while you're drawing or whatever, and
Yeah,
it's
that's tough.
silly.
Yeah. No, it's just tough, like it's just hard to do that.
Definitely.
Um, so the one thing I was gonna say is, and I don't know if there is any other New Yorkers on the chat today, but if there are, or even without, but um, what train are we gonna use? I'm gonna do the R train. I know it's really silly, but there's always this thing about how some people love the R train and some people hate the R train
Oh,
because
really?
it's a local train and all that stuff. And like, but I do love the R train. I think it's a great train. So it's
What
gonna
do
be
you
an
love
R train.
about it?
There's always seats in it.
It's empty.
It's empty. It's definitely not like the most recent train. Usually it uses like the old trains or whatever, but I don't care. It just makes my life easy. So yeah, it's empty. So it's basically it. And it's just usually pretty reliable, but a lot of people don't find it reliable. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay. I
Yeah.
love mass transit in New York. I have to say, having
You do?
something arrive like every 15 minutes or less is amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
But I mean, yeah, any public transit is going to come with people, which
Yes.
it's not necessarily my favorite thing, but if you're talking about like the ease of getting onto something, New York is absolutely the best that I've been
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, New York isn't bad for that. I have to admit. But like the only thing with the subway is like, it's not the cleanest and
Oh
it's
yeah.
not, yeah, that's the one thing.
You
Okay,
know,
so
the
I think
subway rats. They're cute.
the subway rats, yes, you have to embrace that, right? I mean, it's like,
It's part of the character. I'm New Yorking about it.
yes, it's always funny when there is one that gets in the train, like
Oh my
and
gosh. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that happen, but
yeah, it has happened. It has happened.
do you have any crazy New York stories that you've built up over your
Oh,
time there?
yes, I have. I do have some good ones. Yeah, no, I've seen people walking and like falling on the tracks, like
Oh no.
right in front of me, like that one dude one time. I don't know what happened, like, and then some dude came and helped him out. Not even like anyone from the MTA, but yeah, it's kind of scary, really. Um,
Absolutely. But yeah, it's when you have a lot of people, anything will happen eventually. Just give it time.
yeah, 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 and I've seen some bad stuff, which I'm not gonna get into because it's gross
No,
and
we only want the fun stories. The
yeah,
silly
fun.
ones.
Silly ones. I mean, yes, there is that thing that people do every year. At least they used to do it. I don't know if they do it again, where they are in the street, but they take the subway in their underwear.
I have never seen this or heard of it. Amazing.
Yes. Yes, it's great, actually. It's really funny. And it is I think it's in January, so it's like it's gonna happen again soon if it's still happening.
Freezing outside, and they decide this is the time.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, why? Why? I will not join you in that madness.
Just for
Um,
funsies, why not?
no, I know, but it's actually really funny to see that. And like people goes with like the most hilarious like underwear, like because you have to, right? That's the whole thing.
Gotta.
So it's kind of nice. Um,
That
yeah.
reminds me, in Portland, we have a naked bike ride that happens every year. So just
Ooh,
gotta
a
one up,
naked bike ride. That's awesome. I like it. I like the idea.
People are putting full French sentences in the chat. I cannot. But I'm so glad that you guys are having fun with that. Also, we have Rin in the chat.
Mhm.
Hello, welcome, welcome. And Furtist is trying to make a sentence and says in French and says, I think I messed up the grammar on that one. We'll never know. At least I won't. I think your grammar is impeccable. Wow. I can't talk. Also, Furtis says, haha, Subway in their underwear. So funny.
Yes, it really is. And I'm sure there is like many other things that are happening that I can't think of right now, but I'm sure there is a lot of things happening in the subway that are hilarious.
Of course, it just has to be that way. I had a very nice grandma kind of lady tell me not to sit in a seat because somebody had spat in it. And I was like,
Oh,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you
Yes,
very
that
much for that.
happens. That happens very often. And people, if they don't pay attention, you can sit on pretty like gross stuff. I always warn people, and some people take it really well. And like I remember that chick that one time I told her, I'm like, oh, don't sit here. There's like water or whatever. It was wet.
Yeah.
And she kind of looked at me like, eh.
Like it's your fault. You did this.
I was like, oh, okay. I was just trying to help.
Yeah, exactly. It's a communal thing. Gotta look out for each other.
Okay, so let me just get back to this little illustration. So I did the train here, and if you go in view, trim view, you can actually see like how things are starting to shape up. So it gives you an idea, right? Like, okay, because sometimes when you see, I don't know you, but when I see my artboard with like all that stuff around it, and I have a hard time then making sense of the borders and stuff. So it helps me to actually like go in the trim view. What I'm gonna start doing though is I'm gonna start bringing some flowers, and in order to do this, I'm actually going to use some flowers that I used in the past.
Ooh,
So
pre-made? Are these
yeah,
made or are these some other thing?
they are not made yet, but we're gonna make them. Actually, if I can
Excellent.
find them, it'll be late. Let's say flowers.
Sam
Okay,
Peterson says the joys of the city. That's what this piece should be named. The joys of the city.
that's right. That's absolutely right.
Look
Okay,
at
so
that.
so
Gorgeous.
these are thank you. These are pictures that I took. So what I'm gonna do, so usually I try not to do this, but I'm gonna do this today, is to just trace over it. I definitely would recommend just not do that and really just like do it on the side or something, but just for the sake of today and going fast.
Yeah, shortcuts.
Little shortcuts. So I like to use not like pretty slim line. And I have pre-made, they're also, I already traced them before. So if I really don't have enough time, I can use the one that I already
Yeah, we
made.
actually have about 45 minutes until the artist spotlight.
Wow, okay. It's always going so fast.
I know it goes way faster than you think it does. It's just like,
it really does.
where'd time go?
It's crazy. Okay.
Sometimes a blessing, sometimes a curse, but we love having you here. So I'm looking forward to our 45 minutes. And then also after the artist spotlight, we'll have about like 10, 15 minutes to just button things up afterwards. So if that helps you plan.
Yes, totally. So one thing that I would do when I'm tracing like this is always make sure that you have endpoints that are like closed up.
Okay.
Because later on, we're going to have to colorize the inside of the petals. And if there is like, you know, white space in Illustrator, it's gonna bug on us. It's gonna be like, nope, I'm not gonna let you color that. So yeah.
What tool are you using right now?
Oh, sorry. Which one is it? I think it's pencil tool. Yeah, pencil tool.
Okay, we saw a little bit of this yesterday, but this is a different use because this is like a full-on using it as the main tool instead of correcting the other one.
Yes, and the thing is, this is in Photoshop. So yesterday I used the pencil tool, but I use it in Illustrator.
Gotcha.
Today I'm using it in Photoshop.
Nice.
I like to trace in Photoshop. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the cross-platforming. I love seeing that because it shows how they can work together so well, and especially for somebody who works primarily in one, how the other can kind of help with it. I know I'm definitely on the side of like I use mostly Photoshop, but every once in a while there's just a perfect use for Illustrator. It's like, oh yeah, they work together.
Oh, you use primarily Photoshop.
That and Fresco usually. I've been really loving Fresco.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever used it?
I have used it, and I do like the fact that, you know, you can just use it on your tablet, and especially when you travel and stuff, it makes your life easy because I do trace a lot on like tablets, so it's nice to have that option.
Absolutely. There's also vector brushes. I haven't ever used it with Illustrator to like bring over vector shapes potentially, but I imagine that could work really well, potentially, you know, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, totally. No, it's a great tool. It's a great tool. Sorry, I'm just doing a fast work here. Usually I would be a lot more like, ooh, this perfect curve and blah blah blah. But
it looks perfect, but you know, you can say whatever you want about it.
So the one thing that, you know, I'm also like to do when I draw flowers, that's how I started actually. I started with like drawing flowers on like paper, and then I made like an all alphabet. That was one of the very first project that I made. But one thing that is nice to do as well is like really tracing some simple line like this, you know, or like, well, I'm not going to do justice right now, but to actually just give some shape to your flower.
A little bit of character and dimension.
Yeah, a little bit of dimension, exactly. So some people do that like amazingly well.
Furtis is saying, if only Illustrator could talk when it glitches, and Oliver adds on with the voice of Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, Dave. Just like, I'm having a moment right now.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
So I'm going to, well, there should be a lot more of them. I don't know how many I should be putting here right now.
Of the marks.
Yeah, of the marks, because I had traced them before, so I'll just use the one that I already traced anyway, because they're more finished. But
yeah, follow your bliss, whatever you want to show us. Thank you for showing us the process, though. I love the
yes,
movie magic of being like, all right, so here's how I do it. And then
exactly.
ta-da.
And then ta-da, that's how it looks like after countless hours of work. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the process so that at least, you can see that. So let's say I drew that and I'm super happy with it. Great, great, great. I'm going to take it, I'm going to bring it into Illustrator.
Just by drag and drop from Photoshop to Illustrator.
Yes, 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 yes. Where did it go? Oh, there you go. It's here.
Whoa, big old flower.
Big old flower. So it does look slim right now, but that's okay. It will get fixed. And I'm just going to use the tracing tool. So image trace. I'm going to go to advanced. I'm going to ignore white, and then I'm going to leave it as it is right now, because you can just like play around with it once you've actually vectorized the flower. So now you can see a little bit more of the flower, which is nice.
Would you recommend resizing before using Live Trace, or does that matter?
Wait, what's that?
Do you recommend resizing before using Live Trace, or does that even matter?
I don't think it really, I don't think it matters. And then you can just play with the threshold as well, and like some of those things to make the line either thicker or lighter, and play around with that. I kind of like the lines how they are right now, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to expand, so then it's vectorized and it becomes like its own thing. Yeah, so then it's great because you can just go up and down and it just stays as it is. And then sorry, there is work happening upstairs somewhere. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you cannot.
I didn't hear anything, but
yeah,
good.
Good.
You need me to, bang on the ceiling. Hey, quiet up there.
Hey, stop it. So then to color it, I use this tool, the live paint bucket. And then I just like add white.
Yeah. Pop, pop, pop. That's so satisfying. Oh my gosh.
Pop, pop, pop. I love it. And that's the reason why I was saying you have to make sure that you don't have white space, like open path, because if there is an open path, Illustrator is just going to be like, no. That doesn't work.
So, love it. That was like in fast forward, but it was live.
Yes. So that's one flower, but yeah, I have other flowers I traced here actually, so we can use those. The other thing that I like to do, how much time do we have left? Sorry, I'm just trying to be mindful.
Yeah, absolutely. We have around 35 minutes ish. It's a little more than that, but before the artist spotlight, and then after that we'll have about 10-15 after.
Okay, so I have those buildings and they're a bit boring like that, so one thing I like to do to just give them a little bit of something interesting is I'm going to be tracing lines like this. Wait, yes, I'm in the right layer, and I'm going to use the blend mode, good old blend mode that I like. I'm going to make, and then if you double click here and you just go to specify steps, obviously there is 124 steps right now, which is a huge amount of steps. But I'm just going to do that and make it
okay
6 steps.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant by steps, but then when you put them down, I was like, oh yeah. Gotcha.
Yes, little test steps right there. And then once I have the vertical one, I'm also going to do the horizontal one.
That's such a quick way to add the little lines.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I like the blend tool. Blend tool is a good friend of mine.
Gotta have a cute nickname for it. Blendy.
Yes. Blendy. And here we're gonna go.
Oh, such a quick grid. Yes.
Quick grid. Nice grid. And then you can also play back with your lines or whatever if you want to. So that's nice. If the directions aren't correct or whatever else, you can.
Do you ever use that as like a perspective tool to give yourself, lines going to a vanishing point or anything?
I don't use the blend tool for that. I usually either start tracing them myself or I would use a perspective grid that comes
there's just just already made.
Already made. But yeah, vanishing points and all this fun stuff is something that I'm still, learning. And I think the one vanishing point is fine. I'm like, I've got this down. 2 vanishing points, I'm like, yeah, if it's simple, don't give me too many details into the graphic and we should be fine. So definitely kind of okay with that one, but if you add a 3rd level or a 4th level, I'm like, I don't know what is going on.
The perspective when it hits too hard.
Yes. I wish I was better at it. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, with this sketch that you did of this piece, how did you get the perspective for that? Was it just kind of winging it, or did you have something laid out?
Originally, I used the perspective grid, but then I just traced lines using that.
Yeah.
And then eventually there is a little bit of just winging it and seeing how it goes.
Well, especially because your train cars are going away on like a curved platform. So that's gotta be like pretty complex.
That's fun.
Absolutely.
How to make my life more complicated. But it's all good.
By the way, the Doctor Who has arrived in the chat, coming through time and space to say psychedelic.
Nice. Hi, Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who. Speaking of how old the Addams family is, Doctor Who is even older.
Wow.
At least I think so. I mean, I really don't know about the timing of things. Yesterday, I was trying to remember when Smash Mouth came, or not Smash Mouth came out. It was All Star by Smash Mouth. Do you know that song?
Can you sing it?
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the show on. Yeah, that's
thank
the
you.
Shrek song. So what year would you guess that came out?
That's okay, hold on. 1995.
I mean, very close. If the chat wants to guess, I want to give them time just to see if they know what year did it come out without Googling. No cheating.
Well, I didn't Google it.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Caroline I'm too busy here.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say like you have honor, but you're just like, no, I'm too busy to cheat.
Yeah, too busy. Otherwise, I probably would have Googled it, frankly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had to Google it. I was trying to remember, like, okay, I had this very specific memory of something happening when that song was very popular, and I was like, so it must have been around the time it came out, right? I think it was the time actually that it became popular because of Shrek. So it was a little bit later.
Of course. Yes, I love Shrek so much. I like to rewatch it once in a while, just for fun.
Oh yeah, it's a great one. Sam says, I remember when that song came out. So mid to late 90s is my guess. And Robert says 92. Andy says 2019. What?
2019? No.
Maybe a cover of it somewhere. So the answer is, drum roll, 1999. So it was right at the cusp of the millennium.
So I
When we
was
were
kind of
all
close.
stars. Oh, you were very close. Yeah, I think honestly you're closest, except for Sam gave a vague guess of like mid to late, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
I thought it was
Yes.
2000, but I think Shrek came out in 2001, so it's all around that time. Anyways,
Nice.
that's your little
Yeah.
deep dive into Smash Mouth.
Nice. I appreciate that. It's good.
Absolutely.
It's like sometimes, I'm like, the time passed by so fast. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I'm already 40. What
It's
happened to
crazy.
time?
I remember
What
talking
happened?
to an older gentleman who said, I don't feel like I'm, older. I don't feel any different than I did at
Yeah.
35 or whatever, age that people
Yes.
basically just stop. They stop feeling like they've aged.
That
So
that is true, I don't, yeah, I don't feel any different or nothing.
yeah, mentally.
I
I
feel,
mean, everybody has different physical stuff going on, but
oh
like
yeah,
mentally, I feel like, yeah, that's the common factor is people just feel like, all right, I exist. And I mean, I learn
yeah.
new stuff, but I
Yeah.
don't feel old.
No, that's true. And yeah, it's just like mentally, I'm still a child. Like I'm a total child. So
I
this
love
has not
that.
changed.
No, the best people keep their childhood in mind. You gotta
Yes.
like feel. I love that when people feel curious about things, and I feel like artists absolutely have that. That is a common through line with
Yes.
creatives is
Yeah.
just curiosity about everything.
You have to, right?
Hmm.
Um,
We got one extra window on the train car.
yes, I felt
Woohoo!
like that ending was a little sad. So I said, I'm just gonna add a little window here.
Do you know
So
how many cars these trains usually have?
that's a very good question. I probably should know that actually. But I do not. I do not know. Um, I know exactly where I need to stand and where I need to stop. Like, when I have to go and get
Down
the
to a
next car.
science. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Like, I'm very experienced with that, but I don't know exactly how many cars they have. No, I do not.
There are some
So
people who are like train heads who know everything about trains, so we could just
yes,
ask one of them.
do we have some train heads here, please, who can
Yeah,
help us?
somebody in the chat knows. At least they have the power of Google. Also, Clever Devlin says in the 1990s, I partied like it was 99, but for the whole decade and more. Wow, Clever. Just been partying ever since. Sam
Mhm.
says, apparently the first Doctor Who was in 1963 and the first Addams Family was in 1964. Just by the skin of my teeth, I was right about that. That's amazing. Thank you, Sam.
Nice. Awesome.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Thank you guys for checking this out for us.
Oh, and Robert says 4 cars on the train, apparently.
4. There would be only 4?
I don't know. I mean, I just see 4 in the chat and I'm assuming that it's for the cars.
I
But
would I would I would find that so, I mean, it might be. The cars are pretty big, I guess, but I would find that strange for some reason. I
well,
would have said
those
I would have said more.
the subway
Like
tubes seem so long, where it's like where you're standing and everything, it seems like a really long platform. So maybe it's just
it is,
a
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, maybe it's just a feeling. All right.
Gotta line up those train tracks.
What's that?
Gotta line up those train tracks, It's
Yeah,
gotta be
yeah, yeah.
perfect.
Looks like my train is just gonna fall off over here.
We
Like
need Spider-Man to come and save it. I've been thinking about that since you made this illustration. I was like, this reminds me of Tobey Maguire saving the train.
saving the day.
Oh yeah.
Um, how did you feel about the latest Spider-Man? I liked it.
Without any spoilers, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I
Yes.
think that they did a lot of things that were hard to do pretty well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was into it. But I also watched there's a YouTube channel called Cinema Therapy where they go over like filming techniques and also mental things. I don't know, it's a therapist and a director talking about movies. And they were talking about Spider-Man and brought up a lot of good points and now I think I love all the Spider-Man things more.
Oh yeah, what did they say? What did they say about like
Gotta watch the whole
inside or?
episode. There's just so much. Too
Oh
much
my.
to say. But yeah, there are multiple episodes. So if you want to check it out, Cinema Therapy. But first, follow Adobe
Mhm.
Live's channel on YouTube. Hey.
Hey, yes. I mean priorities, right? You need to get your priorities right.
Priorities. Exactly. Watch
There
us. Look at us. We're the
you
captain now.
go.
I also just watched that. But ooh, the flowers coming in and creating that depth is really beautiful.
Yes, so there you go. See, I mean, like today I'm like, okay, I'm on top of it. One thing that I also usually like to do, and if we have time, how much time do I have left? Sorry.
Yeah, it's all
I'm
good. We have about a half hour. I
okay.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Um, One thing I like to do is add similarly to what I did for the buildings here. I like to add those like squarey thing to, and I'm using like the same Z's, same methodology to do those.
These are like
Um,
the what's holding up the platform.
yes, yes, yes. Blind mode, make. So I usually try to add, like, would you have an expression that says devil is in the detail or something like that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I believe is true, Um,
Absolutely. Well, with your design sense, it is really important to get every little detail right and feel like, I
yes.
mean, the way you design it, it feels like there's no really, there's nowhere to hide. That sounds horrible, but like you really
Yeah.
do just embrace every part of the image and use it to its fullest
Yes.
potential. So,
There is no place to hide indeed. I used to have to, when I was doing that for my friend, originally I would spend like days before, right? I would be like, at the very first one, I would be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna start and give myself like 4 days ahead of time just to make sure I've got this covered, all good, And then towards the end of the year, when I had done so many, in like 2 hours the night before, I was kind of done with it. I was just
mhm.
like, done, done, and done. Because the more you do it, like the better. The easier to some extent, the easier it gets. It depends on the topic, though. I was always trying to find like a different subject, like the subway or something, like that
Mhm.
requires perspective or requires like a little something a little challenging. Mhm.
Definitely. We always love a good challenge here. Speaking of which, the creative challenge with Jack Watson is going to follow this. It's for Illustrator as well, so it's kind of perfect. We've got Illustrator on
Look
Illustrator.
at you. You just did that nice little
You know, when the segues
side
come to you, you have
sideways.
to embrace them. Oh,
You
Robert,
are
by the
on
way.
top.
Thank you. Sarah in YouTube was saying, love it, flower power on our concrete jungle. Oh, yeah.
Oh
And also,
yeah.
Robert tells us that 8 to 11 cars are in New York. So you're correct. It was more
Ah,
than four, I believe. Robert also says as few as two, and the train can range from 150 to 600 feet in length. Whoa. That's a
yes.
very big disparity. So
Yes.
I'm surprised.
Minus the G train. The G train always only have like 5 cars. And if you are at the very end of the platform, you gotta run. You gotta run to catch them. That's just those little tricks that you learn as you leave here.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. You got to know all the native stuff.
Have you
uh,
have you visit oh sorry, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go. You, please.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask if you visited before.
Oh, yes. I've come to New York a few times, and honestly, I've had most experience in Manhattan, which is a perfect segue to the question I was going to ask you, which
Oh,
is,
great.
do you have a favorite? I believe they're called like boroughs, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
I don't know, for some reason, I always lived in Brooklyn. So, um, yeah, Brooklyn.
What do you like about it?
Um, I just like it that it's more chilled, like it's more chilled than Manhattan can be a little crazy sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
At least for me. I mean, some people totally love it and embrace it, and I'm like, yes, this is totally, absolutely go for it. But for me, it's like I don't know, sometimes a little too much. So I live in a neighborhood like in Brooklyn that's, it's pretty chill. There is some green around it. There is a park not very far from it. There is a lot of doggos all around the street, which
That's
I
what you
love.
want.
And yeah, it makes me happy. So, and it's also, it depends, because it depends where you are in Brooklyn, right? There is also so many different neighborhoods within Brooklyn. Like you go to Williamsburg, it's like super trendy, and you get all like sort of artists and hipsters, which I know it has a negative connotation, but I actually love them. It's just like they inspire me a lot. Like when I see the dressing, with it, it's super cool. And but where I am is like very residential. It's more like families, and so and it's just a complete different vibe. So
Love that. Yeah, the diversity that you can find in terms of like people and styles and cultures and all that stuff. I feel like that is very unique. The like melting pot vibe is definitely there in New York.
Yes. Yeah, New York is a very inspiring city in itself.
But I like the idea of more laid back as well. Because I'm like, that's the one thing about Manhattan I can't really jive with. Imagining like living there is just the busyness of everything. It's so much.
I need the chill. I need the chill stuff.
Definitely.
We'll have to give it. Yeah. So, and then I'm not I'm not as familiar with Queens, to be very honest with you. I've been there a few times, obviously. I've been there, of course, but like I'm not super familiar with it, and I don't know. It's always also there is that rivalry between Queens and Brooklyners, like Brooklyn Nights. Sorry, yeah. There's this like weird thing. Oh, you live in Queens? No, like what are you talking about? No, like yeah, Brooklyn forever. When you're like, okay.
Gotta have a rivalry,
Yeah,
it's just necessary, of course.
Yes. So it's kind of funny.
Oliver is saying that it's the other way around for the trains where they live. It's longer than our station, so if you're in the wrong bit, you have to run along the train to get off. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Can you imagine? Like, oh, I can't get off the train. It doesn't have a platform.
Oh no.
That's so
funny. You have to run. So where is Oliver? Wait, where is Oliver?
Yeah, where is this, Oliver? This is fascinating.
Let us know so that we don't get tricked if we ever go there, that we know, like we have to know that.
See, that's the thing, is it's a wild existence when you travel, because you never know those little quirks of the cities.
It's like
surprise, you can't get off the train. No. It's so funny because our trains are always exactly sized to the platform, so I've never experienced that either way, the shorter or the longer, but
that's nice. I mean, that's really how it should be if you think about it.
It should be, but we also, I think the biggest problem with our transit is just the infrequency, and then also not reaching everywhere. It takes time to expand to a lot of places, but that's such a strength of New York, is you could get everywhere. You could just pop to the opposite end of the entire city, which is so vast that it is necessary.
Oof. It is a pretty big city. Yeah, it does take time though, I have to say. Sometimes if you're trying to go from, like, I don't know, Brooklyn to Bronx, it's like, okay, it takes a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, I made the mistake of taking the wrong train direction one time, and I felt so bad because I was like, I'm going the opposite way. No.
But I mean, look, I've been here for a long time and I still do that.
Oh yeah.
But I am directionally challenged. I think, my friend Sarah can attest to that. I am the worst. Like if I come out of the station and I'm in Manhattan, which is a grid, right? So it should be pretty straightforward. Like there shouldn't be too much thinking.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. So I usually go the wrong way. And even with Google Maps, it's really sad. It's really sad, but I'm the worst with that stuff.
I feel you. I'm right there with you. I feel like maybe it's a flaw in the system if we really can't figure it out.
It's like, how come? And every time she finds her way just perfectly well, and I'm just like, this is not fair.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Oliver is telling us where this is. It's apparently in the UK, East
Ah,
Midlands.
oh, okay.
So keep that in mind if you're in the East
I'll
Midlands.
keep that in mind for sure.
Oh, and Oliver says they do tell you in advance when a bit of the train, when you're in the bit of the train, then you need to get off.
Oh,
Um,
okay, that's
but
good.
it's not always far enough in advance to avoid running.
Yeah,
So they're like,
yeah,
you're gonna need a sprint.
yeah. You know, have to. Yeah,
Mm,
if you don't wanna miss your stop, you're gonna have to just like have a little bit of a run here.
yep.
Um, it just reminds me that one time where I had to do this as well in New York, where we had to actually. So the part of the train was still stuck on the tunnel,
Mhm.
and only the first or the two first cars were like on the station. And there was a fire in
Oh
the
no.
yeah. So we had to walk. So they had to stop the train, they had to stop everything. So we had to walk in like the train with like there was some alarm ringing and there was like some, you know, and you just walk through an empty train because by the time I was more in the back, so by the time I got to the front, like there was literally no one left in the train. It was so weird. I was like, am I gonna die today? Is that how I die? Or
No.
no, no, but I didn't die. So that's it. That's a happy ending right there, right there.
But did you die?
But or maybe I did. Who knows? But yeah.
I'm so glad
So
you made it out of there. That is very
thank
scary.
you. Yeah, it was definitely weird. Yeah, it was definitely weird. Okay,
Yeah,
so there
you've
you
turned off the
go.
artboard so we can see the whole illustration, which, by the way, if you're just joining us, this is an illustration intended for the, what is it called? It's several letters. It's
MTA, the MTA.
the MTA in New York, which
Mm-hmm,
is like a banner of artwork that exists on the
mm-hmm,
subways.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this needs to be there. How do we get you in touch with the subway people?
Oh, I have no idea. I guess I was actually reading an article just before of like a guy who actually put his well, commission with them. And there was the name of a lady. I think you just have to contact them and maybe just like send your work. I'm not sure if it's like I'm not sure. That's the that's the bottom line of,
I
you
do
know,
not know.
I do
Yeah,
not know, in fact. But yeah, I'm sure there is ways to contact them. I don't know if
definitely.
they work maybe they work with agencies who have like, you know, work with like artists directly, or I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out though. It would be fun.
Absolutely. You already have the artwork to be like, hey, if you want something, here it is, literally here.
Here it is.
Now pay me.
Yes. Yeah,
Also we have
give me the
about
money.
yeah, exactly. We have about 15 minutes before the artist spotlight, and
Okay.
then we will have around 10 to 15 minutes after that. So just to give you a little time check.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Um, I am gonna start putting some colors into this.
Ooh, love it already. A nice lush green.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try a bunch of stuff. Doesn't have to be that,
Do you
but you
usually
know.
do different iterations of colors to just give
Oh
yourself
yeah.
that chance?
Yes. Yes, yes, definitely. I actually love doing that. I find it so therapeutic, you know, when you just like use this tool right here, like the Recolor artwork, and you just play with it, turn the wheel, play with stuff, being like, ah, yeah, I like that. I do that a lot.
Nice. Just a quick way to filter through a lot of different colors.
Yes, and also sometimes, of course, I have like palettes that I already have in mind, and like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. But sometimes I don't, so that's always the fun part.
Definitely.
Um, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
So,
Robert is asking, did you know there's a place south of Brooklyn called Gravesend?
Gravesend? No,
I
I
have
didn't
never heard
know.
of this.
Oh, I think I actually heard of it. Um, but is it like around Coney Island area, like towards the south there, or well, I would imagine it has to be around there.
Yeah, Robert
But
just said south of Brooklyn, which
yeah.
there's a lot south of Brooklyn, like other states. So who knows?
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true. I'm just thinking it's maybe a neighborhood, but I
Yeah,
could
I'm
be
sure.
wrong here.
By the way, Sarah says, lol, yes, take the opposite direction Caroline wants to take.
Yes.
So like, where should
Wherever,
we go? Okay, opposite.
yeah, wherever I want to go, it's like, don't go there. That's the other way for sure. Don't even like bother. That's how bad I am with direction.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel that.
Yes. Well, it
Mm,
is what it is.
yeah. Oh, Anthony has a question also. Anthony
Mm-hmm.
Jackson asks, do you have a favorite flower to draw?
Um, a favorite flower to draw. I do like peonies, peonies, peonies.
Peonies, yes. Oh, all the petals. So many.
Yes, I love those. Um, wait, actually, hold on. So yeah, I like that. I like roses. I like I don't know. I feel like I like so many of them, I guess. Um, but yeah, I did like this big alphabet project back when I started, and I drew so many different type of flowers. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes. And
Can
then
we see that on
actually,
your Instagram?
yes, it is on my Instagram somewhere. Yeah. But
Excellent.
it's like way back, so but yes.
Just scroll, 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 scroll.
Yes.
Is it on your Behance?
I don't think it's on my Behance. No, I don't think I put it there. I should put it there.
It's great
That would
for
be really good.
collecting a whole project. If you do like a really big one where like a whole alphabet, it's a perfect
Yeah,
place
yeah,
to
yeah.
showcase it.
Yeah, I should do that.
Definitely. Also, Annika is saying it's fascinating to me that Caroline just uses these small amounts of tools in the toolbar. Yeah, how many tools do you think you've used on this piece?
I have no idea. Not many, I guess.
I guess like I would ballpark around 10 or less.
Seriously? That little amount?
I
What little
feel
amount?
like, but I mean, you know better than I do.
Yeah, maybe, but I actually, so I don't know. I feel like I know a whole bunch, but maybe I don't use a whole bunch, you know?
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't doubt that you know a lot about the program. You navigate it
I
like
know
a pro.
some of it, but there's so much though. There's so much to the program, so that it's like, there is always new stuff to be learning. And actually, recently they also had like new tools, so like,
Updates and
right.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that happens all the time. Um, there is the intersect tool that's one of the new tool, right? Is it the name of it? No, how is it? I don't
I have
remember.
no idea, but I'm sure you're correct always.
Not all. Most of
Oh,
the time.
Alessandra has a question for you.
Yes.
Alessandra
Shoot.
asks, Caroline, what is something you have enjoyed so far in freelance?
The freedom of like getting up at the time that I want to get up at in the morning. I have
Yes.
to tell you, that
So
is
good.
so great. Yeah. I don't like abuse it. I don't get up. I would not be able to get up at 11 in the morning or anything like that. But I do like that freedom for sure.
Absolutely. It's like you get to live your life however you want.
Yes. And sometimes, I also get to go to the gym before I'm starting working, and just little details like that just makes your life a tad little bit easier, um,
Absolutely. I agree.
and better. So there is that I enjoy. There is also, like, just there is no, well, you actually have many bosses and you have no bosses, right? If you see what I mean. It's like you work
Yes.
with a lot of different clients. So at the end of the day, you still need to please your client, but there is no one above you to be like, passive aggressive, or the good old passive aggressiveness. Uh,
Well, no one looking over your shoulder saying, "Hey, why
yeah.
aren't you working on this right now?" It's like, well,
Yeah, or like, why
I
is that
needed a
not
break.
finished yet? Yeah. It's like, sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Forgive me for that. Uh,
Never apologize for going to the bathroom. You're taking care of yourself.
but yes, so
Speaking
that's,
of which, I wanted to remind you if you wanted
yes.
to drink water or anything, feel free, because I like to usually remind chat like sip, save, and stretch, right? That's the old Adobe Live adage. So if you haven't
Yes.
stretched in a little bit, take a little stretch break.
Sarah, my friend, calls me a camel because I
Sarah.
do not I do
Me.
not drink much. Damn, Sarah, she's rough.
Well, it
She
depends
calls
on
me
your
name.
calling you names. No. It depends on your opinion of camels, though, I suppose.
No, I
So,
love camels. Look, I love camels, so it's all good. But she is correct. I should be drinking more, and I do not.
we'll drink something. Do you have water near you?
I do have, but I want to
She's so
finish.
focused on the work.
I just want to finish. I want to finish. I want to finish.
I
But
understand.
I do have water. I do have water, so it's all good.
Okay, cool.
When this is over, I'm gonna be having a whole full bottle of wine just to myself. No, I'm totally kidding. By the way, totally kidding.
Hey, we don't judge.
That's true.
Anthony Jackson says this is a very cool process. The fill bucket was ultra satisfying. I agree. Every time you fill something in, I'm just like, ooh, yeah, looks perfect.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then of course, I still need to finish up these guys. But you know, it's coming together. Happy days.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I mean, that is interesting. It does feel like I have one trick or a couple of tricks, and I'm always using the same stuff. But I promise you, I know how to use the system a little better than just that.
Well, we have around 5 minutes until we're at the top of the hour. We can just find a natural transition point for the artist spotlight whenever you feel
Sounds
like it.
good.
And just a reminder for everybody in the chat, if you want to nominate yourself or someone else for the artist spotlight, there is a tab right above the Behance chat called Artist Spotlight, and you can recommend whoever you like. Get involved.
Yes,
get excited for your life.
Recommend your friends. Recommend your peeps. Just support.
By the way, Sam Peterson, the one, the only, says, I usually use the same few tools in my process. And honestly, I think it is a sign that you know the program really well when you've narrowed down what you really use a lot. And especially if you know the million ways you can do one thing, but you found your favorite way. It's like, oh yeah, you've had experience here.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Is it Sam? Sam, you said?
Sam Peterson, yes.
Thank you, Sam.
One of the great regulars here on Behance. If you haven't caught his streams, you should definitely check out his page as well.
I will. Sam Peterson, you said?
Peterson,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Helvetica. So I'm going to use Helvetica for this. The letter, I think the actual subway type is Helvetica. There's this whole... so this is looking funky because I'm using the trim view, but it's actually fine.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering, like, do you see
that? Yeah. It does some weird stuff sometimes with the trim view. There is a whole guide from like Massimo Vignelli, right? For like he did the whole MTA like branding piece, and you can buy that book. It's online somewhere. You can buy it, and I love that thing. It's just so amazing. But the amount of work he put into it was insane. I mean, he had a whole team to do it. Obviously, he wasn't doing it on his own, but still
impressive. I love teamwork too. I think that's the best way to do things.
So yeah, if you want to start getting into the artist spotlight, I think this now is a good time to take a quick break.
Absolutely. If this is a natural stopping point for you, we can jump into the artist spotlight. Which today, do we have the window up for our artist?
Yes. I'm sorry, this is actually me showing that.
I would, take over if you want, but Anthony Jackson!
Anthony Jackson! Yay!
Who is in the chat, making it oh so easy to just click on his little avatar and follow, because you want to follow this artist. This is what we're saying.
Right here.
So to start, would we like to look at the bio that Anthony has put into his page? So we can learn a little bit about the person.
The hello, this little guy here.
Yeah, could you just read that for us?
Yeah, my name is Anthony Jackson. I am an artist from Austin, Texas, who is currently studying illustration, comic art, character design, storytelling, and graphic design. My work consists of original futuristic characters, fan art from TV shows and video games, and still lifes. I'm always learning new techniques and growing as a better artist.
Woo! Thank you for the
Yeah.
context, Anthony, because that really, I think it's
Yeah.
so important when looking at somebody's work to know where they are, like where they want to sit in the context of the creative community. And I feel like it's so clear with Anthony's work, knowing that the
Yes.
illustration and the comics are in what do you call it? Inspirations or like the context. Oh, so good. All
There,
right, so
these are dope. I really like it. It looks so great.
and you can see all the color range even just on this the
Yes.
big page. All those colors are just so beautiful.
Yeah, so super vibrant, you know,
So we can click
beautiful.
through a few of the projects and just see close up what Anthony's creating, and
Yeah.
you can just pick
Is
your
there
favorite if you'd like to click into any of them.
okay, which one am I gonna pick? Okay, I'm gonna go with that
Ooh,
little guy.
yeah.
For some reason, I just find him very, very cute. So I just want to see.
Very
Just want to see.
cute.
Look at that. Yes.
Oh, he's
So
adorable.
cute. He's so adorable. I love that. Hello, bug. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so Anthony, yes, yes, yes. I love when you put some sketches in there to just like explain to people this is how it started.
Exactly. Here's
I
the
love
process.
that.
And
Thank
I've
you for
seen some
that.
of Anthony's posts also sometimes include the video of the creation, usually from
Ooh,
inside like fresco or something like that. And it's such a lovely thing to see just from the advent of the image all the way through to the finish, seeing how it was
yeah.
created. Ooh, love
Look
that
at this
scarf.
girl.
Lucky
Look at
girl.
this. Yeah, she looks beautiful. Honestly, that's some skill right there. Oh,
Absolutely.
and there is some storytelling around it as well.
Absolutely. The different
Is
powers, awesome.
six charm combined with her anodized powers. She's truly a force to be reckoned with. Nice.
Oh, and it's inspired from the Ben 10 universe, which I totally see. If you've ever
Um,
seen Ben 10, it's very
oh,
similar in styling. And
so
here's the
that's the
video, yeah.
video that you
Yeah,
were
if you click
talking
it, you can
about.
see the from the beginning. Yeah, so starting with a sketch, using the sketch to create some
Nice.
finished line art over it, and then painting
Yes,
into
to
that.
sketching.
Love sketching. And it looks like Anthony brought in a traditional sketch. That's what I'm getting from that. So
Yeah, from paper, right?
similar. Yeah, exactly. Which you said yesterday was kind of your work flow
Mm-hmm.
as well as
Yeah.
the pencil on paper, can't be
Yeah,
beat.
and they're sketching like actually not digitally sketching stuff.
Yeah, putting
Super
this
cool.
perfect line art over it. Clean.
Nice. Beautiful.
And then blocking in the colors and had those pre-made
Nice.
the like orbs of power
I
coming
love
in.
that.
So cool.
This is super dope, honestly. Really, really
Definitely.
cool.
Also,
I like
blocking in
the
those. Oh, sorry, go on.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say with the blocking of the colors, he has it already separated in like value and color. So when he
Mm-hmm,
adds the
mm-hmm.
shading on, it's just kind of emphasizing the forms, but also you have those base colors already, which is a really good technique to keep things separated in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. I was gonna say I love how he dealt with like the shadows, and like putting shadows on the clothes and like and now he's like, oh, she's about to attack me. Wait, hold on.
Pew pew. Oh, and
That
then the
looks really
scarf got epic.
nice. Oh
So
my God.
cool.
That is so nice. And I love how you can really see the process from like beginning to end. This is really great.
Great job, Anthony.
Yeah, great job, Anthony. This is beautiful. Do you want me to look at another one? Like, pick one.
Sure, pick one. I like the bomb with the rainbow. That's been catching
This guy
my eye
here,
because it's got all the color. Yeah, creative bomb.
the creative bomb. Nice.
Boom.
Ooh,
Let's check it out.
ooh.
Oh, he's got the
It's a
evil
bit of
face, but like
the
evil
evil
friendly.
bomb.
I'm a
I'm a ticking creative
creative
time
time
bomb.
bomb.
Nice.
That's you, Anthony. I love it. That should be your avatar. Well,
It's
thank you
super
so much for
dope.
being our artist spotlight here. If you
Yeah.
guys want to be involved in this, you can recommend yourself and others in the artist spotlight tab. Definitely become part of the community in this way. We have gotten to know Anthony so much through the Adobe Lives, and I know on my personal streams he's part of the chat. So we know that Anthony's good people and an amazing artist. And thank you you so much for
Yes.
being part of our community, Anthony.
Follow. Look, I just followed him. And then yeah, he's also on a whole bunch of other apps, so you can go and check him out over there. Well
Yes.
done, Anthony.
Anthony says, wait,
Good
what?
job.
Was this a surprise?
Uh-oh, you didn't know?
Love that. Oh, Anthony always knows. He's I think he loves being part of the community in any way. So thank you, Anthony, for being here.
Yes.
And I'm so
Thank you
glad
so
that
much, Anthony.
whenever the artists that we're spotlighting can be in the chat. So cool.
Yes. Thank you for being here, Anthony.
Anthony says, notice the cat ears on the mask. Okay, yes. Our lucky girl has cat ears too. So cool.
Thank you so much. All right, so like we're getting back to this.
Absolutely. Yes. So our
All right.
now we have around, what is it, 20 minutes because we did a little early. So you can just
Oh, okay.
have 20 minutes to yourself and just luxuriate in the creation.
Sounds great. All right. Okay, so usually also what I like to do here, which I haven't really done, but I like to add like little surprises. Like there is a hole in that building. Oh, I'm on true here. So I don't know. I've done that.
Where is there a hole in the building? What is this?
There is a hole in the building. It's actually on like some of the other stuff that I've done. I don't know. I just like to do that for some reason.
Okay, so this is a stylistic choice, not a building actually has like a hole through it.
Yeah, no, it's not real. It's not real.
I love that. Yeah, just giving your creative take on building styles and everything. That's so fun.
Yeah. So then, here we go. So now there is literally a hole in the building, and usually what I would want to do is add something inside. So I don't know. I don't really have much to add to it at this point, but maybe I can add some flowers or something.
Ooh, that's fun. Have the flowers coming out like the city is springing forth life.
Yes, exactly. Usually I like to put palm trees in it for some reason. Don't ask. I mean, it's just
I want to ask
some weird stuff in my head.
No, I love that. Palm trees out of the building. Very cool.
Yeah, why not? You know, I actually seen that in Palm Spring, actually.
No way, coming out of the buildings?
Yeah, it comes out of like houses. So they have like, you know, those like mid-century houses, and then like there's a hole in like one of the thing, and you see just the palm tree coming out of it. And you're like, oh,
that is awesome.
Awesome.
I love it. Oliver says rooftop pool.
Ooh, yes, I have done that as well. I have done the pool stuff. I've put like some the floaters as well. I put some floaters there and all that stuff. I like that stuff. This reminds me of summer somehow, and I'm like, come back summer, please.
I know. I feel like it's right when winter hits that you miss the summer most. Like, oh, come on.
Yes.
I was outside, was living life.
When it's like super hot outside, you're like, you know what? I can't wait for winter. Well, basically, I'm just being a human being who doesn't know what they like. You know, it's just like when they have one thing, they want another.
That's why you need a house in New York and also Palm Springs. Just hop around.
Yes. Yes. I like the sound of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you ever live in like a skyscraper kind of building?
Yes, I think I would. Where I am right now is not too bad. It's only like 12 storage building.
That's huge compared to, I mean, my apartment complex goes to 4, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. They're like, most houses here is the same. It's, you know, it's not like, but, yeah, I think I would. I mean, if amenities are nice and all that stuff, I'm like, well, why not, you know?
I just think it gives such a different vibe of your home when you're like up amongst the clouds, you know? You're like so high up. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, okay, let's just play with some color here. Why not? Please. Since we have a little bit of time. So I have colored those guys. So it's going to be like a 3-color. We're going to have black and 2 other colors. If you consider black a color, I mean, we can get into that, but we don't have to. And then thing. So basically, usually what I would do is, well, for this case specifically, I decided to have it ready. So this color stuff won't work really well for that. But I have them saved in my CC library. And then, if you want to bring them into your swatches, you can do that as well. So like this one, I'll add this one in as well.
Nice. And it's right clicking, and then what do you click on that?
Oh yeah, sorry. So what I do is I click the colors that are in my CC library. I right click on them and add color to swatches. And then it's just gonna add them to all the other swatches here. So since I want to keep them as their own things, I just add them as group. Nice. And then it just becomes their own group. Yeah.
Very cool technique, and the color management in Illustrator is fascinating to me. I have never really used the swatches like that, so this is all new territory.
Yeah. The only thing is, at this point, they're not like global colors, so you can make them global as well. Anyway, so we have a few now. What about this one? I'll add this one too.
Add all the colors. And you're just thinking two primarily, that like you'll use two colors, and then we have the black and
yeah.
No white, right? I don't think so.
I'm not gonna use white. You know what? Because I can choose, I will not use white.
Boom, it's your choice.
No.
It's Caroline's world. We just live in it.
Yeah, no, I won't be using white. I'll use just the black. And then let's do it. So one thing that's kind of nice, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this. You can actually play with that. You can.
What is this tool called?
Bananas. This specific one?
Yeah, this one.
I'm not sure. That color real, you mean, or?
Yeah, I guess so. I just am wondering how you brought it up, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. It's right here. It's like this little guy here. It's called Recolor Artwork. And then when you click on it, it just brings the wheel.
Oh, it just brings it up automatically. That's so cool.
Yes. Actually, there's some interesting stuff going on. And so right now you can see that the colors are actually locked together, right?
Yeah.
But you can unlock it, and then you can actually move just one of them. If you want to change the vibe entirely, you can do that.
Which is, I mean, when they're locked together like that, it's almost like if you were intentionally making an analogous or complementary color scheme, you could lock them in those positions, which is so cool.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can choose to do that.
I love these wild colors. They're so fun.
Yes, you can really go crazy with this. So I do spend, in reality, a lot of time playing with these things, when I have time. Spend a lot of time. And then you can also add more saturation, have less saturation. It really is up to you. And then if you go into the advanced option, that's where you have now all the color groups that I created. You can see them here. So you can either, at this point, you can click on one option and it's going to recolor automatically. And then with this little guy here, you can randomly change color order. So it's going to change the color order for you. Well, yeah. So that won't work, obviously, because it's crazy. But this one works better, I think. And same thing will happen if you change your whatever color palette you choose. It's just going to recolor it for you automatically. And then what you can also do here is let's say, okay, this is nice, but that red I'm not super keen on. You just click on the red, and then you can actually just rearrange it whichever way you feel it feels better or not. So, you can just go crazy. You have your hue here, saturation, the black, like the, dark or lighter. But yeah, is there any favorites at this point? I kind of like this one. This is not bad.
I love all of them. I think it would be really cool to see a cool and a warm option, personally.
Yeah, cool and warm, yeah.
Do you usually...
here we have... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, do you usually tend towards a certain kind of palette, like a one that you've noticed yourself going towards a lot?
Yeah, I tend to go a lot into these guys. For some reason, I go a lot into the red and sort of oranges or ochre colors. I have I don't know. I like those, but you know, I want to experiment with other stuff. Obviously, like I'm not necessarily, you know, married with those either. It really is just also like a feeling. Does it feel good or not?
That's why I love like saving out the multiple options and seeing them against each other, because especially
Yeah,
from a client perspective, say you were talking with like, I don't know, the board of public art or something,
yeah,
and they were wondering what this would look like. Not only, I mean, you've shown in previous projects, not only could you show them the multiple color swatches, but then also the in context photo that you made of the other
yeah.
poster. That's such a strong thing, especially if you guys are thinking freelance. It is a really great skill to have to put together a project like that and show the client.
Yeah, totally. So, okay. So let's say, because I just want to move on to the next step, although I know we have a little bit of time, but
Yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left.
10 minutes. Okay, great.
Mhm.
So let's say I want to go with that color palette. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm okay with it. I'm gonna export as, and I'm gonna go into here, export as. I'm gonna use my artboard. PNG is fine. I'm just gonna save it here. Okay. And then it is right here.
Woohoo! We found our guy.
I'm gonna open it into Photoshop again. So we're gonna go back to good old Photoshop.
Nice.
And
Friendly Photoshop.
yes, who doesn't love Photoshop? And then I'm gonna go into this guy. So here I have a paper that I downloaded from Adobe Stock. And I'm just gonna make it bigger.
Here's where the paper texture comes in. Oh yeah.
That's the paper texture. That's right. And then here I'm just gonna multiply that baby. Why not? And then we're gonna remove a little bit of that opacity because it's a little too much paper texture. So there you go.
Nice. Can we zoom in to see some of that texture on there?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, just those little chunkies. Whatever you would call it, like nice paper texture.
And actually totally lie because we do have white on the artwork. Yay!
Oh, really?
White made it through. Oh
no. Somehow it persisted.
Somehow it sneaked around. But it's all good. And then I'm going to, so I could save it with a texture. Usually I put this texture more to give like that realistic feel once I'm putting it on my portfolio or whatever, and you know, it gives more of that texture element. But what I wanted to do now is show you another quick trick. I mean, it's not really a trick, it's just like I'm gonna put it into a mockup. So I actually use that mockup here.
Nice.
So I already removed what was here, or I more like hide it. So the way I would do that is, first of all, I had to cut that guy here and like recreate it, like paste it on top. This is my smart object where I'm going to be putting the poster. And then I have like, so that's my smart object. And then this is the background. I added like a little bit of shading, but really underneath it's this image here. But
gotcha.
And then so I would do that. And then so like to create the smart object, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, but you would just use this tool here, which is the rectangle tool. It just trace over it in whatever, like white, let's say white. And whatever, and then okay, sorry, and then just making a little noise,
you know.
And then right click. Oops, it won't let me. Oh, come on.
By the way, PD on YouTube is saying love from India. We love having global audience here. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hi, India. And here you do convert to smart object. And then, you know, then you can literally, and then you can change the blend mode to like multiply or whatever you want. And then what really happens is once you double click on it, it's going to open just that area here.
Mhm.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little guy here.
Bigger little guy.
My little guy. So unfortunately, it's not the perfect sizing. Usually you would have to resize things a little bit, but just for the sake of like showing the process here.
That's another super important thing with client work. If you don't know the dimensions, you got to ask them.
Yes, so I actually look for the dimension for those things. But maybe I found the wrong information online. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is it. And then you have it. Ta-da!
Woo! Look at how beautiful. I love that she's looking at it too. Just like, oh yeah, look at that artwork.
Yeah, she's looking at it, right? Yeah. So you can, can do all those things. That's it.
Yay! We love to see it. Thank you so much for showing this whole process, Caroline. This is oh golly, I forgot the letters again. What is it? MCA?
Oh, NTA. NTA.
NTA. Okay, what does that stand for? Just so I can remember.
Metropolitan Transit
Artwork?
No, the A is like has something to do because MTA is like the subway, like it's another name for like the actual subway stuff. But I don't remember what's the A stand for, to be very honest with you. Metropolitan Transportation Authority. That's right.
Authority. Okay, gotcha. So that's who we have to contact so that we can get this artwork actually on the subway because come on, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? You just remind me one thing. Do we still have time? Sorry.
Yeah, we've got, let's say 4 minutes.
Okay.
You can do it.
You're great. You can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Let's not panic.
Just believe in yourself.
So I have the logo. So if I want, I can add the logo in here. Because usually they obviously have their like logo on there. Obviously.
Gotta have it
somewhere. And then
and then your name on there, right?
Yeah, and usually they have the name of the artist as well. So I will just add that in.
Oh, it's so professional. It's so legit.
I mean,
oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was going to say like, this is ready to go. Come on, MTA, just like,
Well, yeah, it's super important for mock-ups to just be like, hey, this is as completely finished as you could possibly imagine. It's ready to go.
Yep.
Anthony Jackson says, look at that, great job. And Corey's coming in with Metropolitan Transit Authority, perhaps, and I believe that's where you landed with it, so you guys are correct.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
Metropolitan Transit Authority, MTA. All right, I will remember this from now on. Oh my gosh, look at that MTA art. Is that Caroline? Oh my gosh, her artwork's up there. It's amazing.
It's amazing. But yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Strong end, and that's it. No, that's amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining, everybody. Bye.
You did so much work for us over the past 2 days. I think everybody greatly appreciates all of the detail that you went into and showing your process.
Of course, it was a real pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope that you come back on Adobe Live sometime soon. Gareth is saying, I always thought it stood for Mass Transit Authority. Well, Metropolitan Mass, whatever. And Robert says, great work, Caroline. Thank you, Robert, for her.
Thank you so much. I'm glad I could actually, go all the way through the end of this one. I mean, it's not 100% finished. There are like definitely little details I would want to rearrange or like make better or whatever, but I will, and I'll put that online anyway.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you got the R detail on the window, so it's perfect.
Very important. Very important.
Absolutely. So if you were to do this piece, say in another context, like what if you were charged with painting a mural or something and it was a totally different medium? Do you think you would do as much detail? Do you think you would go for the same kind of approach?
I think I would go with the same kind of approach. Maybe the flowers, I would approach the flowers probably differently. And then that's one thing that I haven't tried it. Like murals can mean so many different things. Like you can just get vinyl and get it printed with a printer and they just put it on the wall, or you can actually paint it as well. When you paint it, I believe, and I've never done that, but usually you use like a what do you call it? Like a projector that you put on the wall, and then you can
Yes.
actually, yeah. But I've never done that. This is like a whole like next level type of thing, you know. So I've never really, but I've seen people doing it. Like I looked at a lot of designers out there, like Lauren Hom does that. She even have a class on it, which is like pretty amazing. Look what I'm about to do. I'm about to drink some water.
Yay, good job. Okay, that's a real big clap for Caroline. Drinking water, a resident camel. Oh, speaking
Yes.
of which, Sarah is in the chat saying big bravo. So take a bow.
Big bravo on the drinking some water. Thank you, Sarah.
It's all about the water, not the artwork, but the water is
It's not
really
that important.
important.
Yes, very important. But yeah, murals are fun. Murals are like, when I do the murals for the Bronx Museum, for instance, it's just vinyl. So it's all vinyl cut. So I just clean up the artwork that I'm given if like I'm not the one doing the artwork. And I just clean everything around so they have really clean lines. And then I just send that over to them and then just, they make the magic happen. So
Absolutely. Yes. Such magic. I love it.
yeah.
In the chat, we're getting Alessandra saying, "This was great. Merci beaucoup, Caroline." And
Merci, Alexandra.
yes. And Gareth says, "Thanks, Caroline. This was great. Great 2 days." And that's just a reminder that you guys should catch the replay from yesterday as well. And today, you should stick around for the Illustrator Creative Challenges with the one and only Jack Watson. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And also, immediately following the Creative Challenge, join day 2 of video editor Josh Ulufemi as he shows you how to make a YouTube tutorial in Premiere Pro. Woo!
Nice. Yay.
So
Sounds
definitely stick around and subscribe to the Adobe Live YouTube channel if you've got time. Thank you
Subscribe.
so much, Caroline, for your
Thank you,
time, for your
Anna. It was
knowledge.
lovely. Lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for supporting, asking me a lot of questions, being fun. That was great.
Absolutely, anytime. I would love to chat. And also, where can people find you real quick before we go?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram and you can find me on my website. So Instagram, it would be Caroline Sarrette Designs. My website is carolinesarrette.com. And yeah, and that's pretty much it, really.
Ta-da! So
Ta-da!
go follow Caroline, and we will see you again someday. Have a great day,
Yes.
everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.